We call undesirable energies everything which we are afraid to face or uncomfortable to face within ourselves. Something is coming up to the surface and we don't like that. We don't like those feelings. We don't like to go through them. We don't like to embrace them and let it through us. We resist to feel it. And I can speak for myself in that sense, when I did not allow it to go through me, but rather wanted to stop it and reject it and resist it. And it made my pain even more painful. But you see, this is the thing. Like Muji says, okay, you don't need no reason to be happy, but you need to have a reason to be sad, in order to be sad. Yeah, it's true when you are not going through your spiritual awakening, or when you are not in the deep dark night of the soul. Yes, then it's true. Yes. But you cannot compare a spiritual awakening process to a regular human being life. When, it's just cycle. It's a normal cycle, meaning, okay, you have experiences, everything is okay, you are balanced, whatever, etc., etc. But when you really go into this deep self-discovery, you're gonna have that pain, man. And you trying to resist it will be a lot worse than, embracing the process of processing. So, all those truths that they say is half-truths, always half-truths, because they do not open it up more in order to be understood on all levels. Fortunately, I have a keen eye to all the details, because this is how I was made. This is why we are kind of dismantling the brain construct, and at the same time, while we're going through our own ascension, we are seeing through all the bullshit, and we are seeing not just one facet or another one or 3 or 4, but we see hundreds of them at the same time. That is why you are so confused when you are going through that, because eventually you will become multidimensional. Eventually you will be in all kinds of thought forms. You are going to sense the thought forms of other people, maybe even 7 billion. And then at times when you are kind of in that collective consciousness, you feel that confusion. You will, every one of you. There is no such a thing going through enlightenment without going through the mind construct, sensing the collective. Of course, you're sensing your own bullshit too. So now, kick it up a notch, and then you can really be confused now. So, and then of course, it will be followed by clarity. Again and again and again, and your insights, and you're gonna have all those insights coming in. I mean, I've noticed that I wrote down a lot of things in the last 4 years, and I was channeling, I was bringing down all kinds of facets, thought forms, messages, insights, whatever, just name it. Because when I asked in 2012 what it was for me, at that time, my process, of course, some of them are over it, others are coming into it, it doesn't matter, we're not in a race. And when I was going through it, and I asked, okay, so what's the next step? And they said, okay, back to self, back to the original blueprint. And the original blueprint is, before you even ever got into form, it's your energetic imprint, the soul imprint. It's the monad, the soul's monad. It's that one which is not distorted yet. with human concepts, with human bullshit, with all kinds of human bullshit, because some people have this kind of belief, the other people have that kind of belief. Blueprint is before any kind of fucking belief or any kind of mind construct or concept or whatever. There is no such thing there. But in order to really get rid of all that, kind of stripping yourself off of all that bullshit, you gotta go into it. There is no other way. You will not. And if somebody tells me they had an awakening and they get back to their soul's original blueprint, to their soul's monad, before the distortion, before they could even come into one form. And it does not matter if you came into form in this life, on Earth, planet Earth, or you came, first time into form in another civilization or another planet, or it does not matter where you came into form first. Or you received a body, for example, and it does not matter what body you were. I don't know. It does not matter. You were a feline race from Lyra or whoever. It does not matter. This whole thing is about getting back to yourself, to your original self, your essence, which is unconditional love. That is already, you're not learning unconditional love, because if you're learning it, you are fucking yourself up in the ass, because this is all they wanted to teach you for fucking eons here on Earth. Teach them by mental fucking shit. You cannot teach. It's the same thing with the story of the Scorpio who takes the frog, wants to get over to the other side. I don't know why, because he can swim. But anyway, there is this story. And said, okay, take me to the other side of the river. And the Scorpio says, well, whatever, okay. And the frog asks, will you sting me? Because you are a scorpion. And a scorpion. And he said, no, I won't. Oh, no, I promise I won't sting you. And then they go into the river, and on halfway, guess what? The scorpion stings the frog. Yes, it's his nature. Disconnected people are like that. Don't expect, honesty from cheaters. Or don't expect, all that transparency from liars. And, all that shit. Some of them, and most of them, do not even know that they lie at that point. Because it's just whatever. But this is not your thing. So once you know, and your intuition is heightened to such a degree, and you really got back all of your gifts, your telepathic, whatever, you can read people's mind, you can, you have a lot of those really heightened intuition and all kinds of abilities, clairvoyance, clairaudience. You will hear their words. I mean, even the ones that they don't even say. And this is what they don't understand. How could you know all that? And even when you tell them, please do not lie to me, I know that you are not really purely honest with me, they still will lie to you. And you cannot change them. And funny thing, just the other day, I went into a shop and there was this really, really bright girl. She was really a true inspiration. I don't know, we started talking about some romantic stuff, whatever. And then the way she was speaking, I said, oh my God, you're so bright, you're so conscious. And it's just so nice to meet people like that. And then all this stuff, how she polishes up people and then they will be taken by somebody else. Because she's too conscious. A disconnected guy cannot be with her. She is too pure. She is too conscious for that. And this is what most women don't understand, that when you're alone, why are you alone? You know, people ask me, why are you alone? How come you don't have a boyfriend? I said, why would I need a boyfriend? Why? I can sense when they lie. I cannot be with a liar. And most of them are. You know, I'm not saying there are no conscious men. Yes, there are. But I don't know, it's very rare. not as you know, they're not an average man. And we are not average women. You know, I'm saying not in look and all kinds of stuff, because now people will, whatever, come up with some crap. I'm talking about you're sensing more. You are multidimensional. You are living as a multidimensional between average conscious people, consciousness, human people, whatever. They're not connected to themselves. That's what I mean. Which is they are not transparent. They are still afraid what people will tell about them and all that bullshit. They have a lot of mask on themselves, burned onto their face, and they don't even know it. I'm not saying they're bad people. Please don't misunderstand me. They are not bad people. They are good people. Very, you know, many of them are with good intentions. But let's face it, there are those who are not with such good intentions. I mean, come on now, people. Let's not fucking delude ourselves with stupid shit. See the reality. And this is what you come to see. You wake up, you will sense more than anybody probably in your surroundings, or there will be some that you will meet occasionally. But it's not about that. You may have some key swapping that you're going to do, because she knows something, I know something, and somehow, you know, we're going to do some key swapping. When we talk, it's a spontaneous meeting. Maybe we're never going to even meet again. Maybe we're never going to talk again. But that key swapping happened. I felt it. It was like this very hot feeling came over me. Like immediately I was like, this very interesting. She felt the same thing. We exchanged some keys, some codes that we are carrying certain keys and codes within us. And some people are here to activate us in order to release something from our body and mind and soul and whatever, something. It's a sacred meeting. But a lot of times we misunderstand those meetings. We think it has to become something. It has to become a relationship, or it has to become a friendship, or it has to become a business relationship, or it has to become whatever. No, probably nothing. It's just going to be like me as a cat walking on the street. I see a dragonfly. And then I just get interested in the dragonfly for a second. Then I keep walking. Oh, I see a butterfly. Oh, this is so interesting. Or maybe I'm about to just cross the road and I see a bird I want to hunt it. And then all of a sudden I see something on the floor, a spider. And it gets me more excited than the freaking bird. What do I know? We become spontaneous humans that live, which excites us the most in that moment. But that does not mean I have to take it and make it mine. It's the same thing as met with this cat. I go down almost every day to her because she has such a fun, loving energy that I just needed that. This very open, courageous. She's not afraid of anything. She's so amazing. And I play with her, sometimes for hours. I sit on a bench or just walk around with her and she follows me. And we're just having fun. And then somebody asked me, why don't you take her? I said, listen, probably she belongs to somebody anyway in the first place. In that sense, I mean, as far as cat can belong to anybody because nobody can own them, you know. And then, you know, if I wanted to, the flower is beautiful, but when I want to take it and keep it, what happens is after a few days, it dies. And if you don't want to rip it down from the bush, it will last for a long, long time, longer than if you cut it. So you maybe just enjoy the beauty in that moment. But you don't want to cut it, you don't want to keep it, because you know what's going to happen? It's going to become bitter in your mouth the moment you want to own it. Because this is what we want. This is on this planet. We want to own, not just stuff. We want to own people. We want to own animals. We want to own, I don't know, your mother, your kids, your father, your daughter, I don't know. They all want to own you. And it's the same with people. I have a great conversation, maybe at a store for 5 minutes, but it does not mean that I want to belong to the vicinity of that person because, maybe after 5 minutes I just feel, ooh, this is not my energy. Thank you so much. It was fun. Goodbye. And then I walk away because it's not fun for me. And so a lot of us needs a lot more solitude and a lot more me time than any other human. And multidimensionals need more me time. Old souls need more me time. It's just you're just not gonna be like average humans. You're gonna feel like you're outcasted. And you're not. It's just, it feels like you don't belong to the socially conditioned. You do not. You cannot belong to a socially conditioned, disconnected humanity. You love them, you hate them. But this is from the old stuff. Many of you, and me too, many lifetimes acted out as teachers and healers and all that stuff. And eventually we started blaming humanity for our choices in life. Because many choices we had, we thought we have to wake them up, or we have to do this, we have to do that. Now we don't do that. It's not about, we're not doing it for them. We're doing it for ourselves. And that makes the big difference. Meaning, I'm only sharing this because it wants to come out of me. It just wants to come out of me. It is that simple. There is no purpose in it. I'm not going to make another website. I've had many. I'm not going to start, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. You know why I don't have to do anything? Because when you're there where I am now, you're going to also understand that when you work with one, you work with all. When you work with one, you work with all. When you work with the one self, you work with all, meaning whatever you discover, whatever insights you're going to have, whatever this and that, is basically going into the mutual stuff. It's like the soup that we are cooking all together and also individually. Individually, I am who I am. I am that I am, right? And whatever I come up with and whatever I dissolve and release out of me, any conditioning, any distorted belief system or conceptual thinking or whatever, I also assist in releasing all pain and suffering from the mutual stuff. Because I don't need to do anything. I can just sit on the fucking beach, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to go on a trip and all that. And, I can just be sitting on the beach doing absolutely nothing. I don't need to become anything. I don't need to be this. I don't need to be that. The funny thing is, before I had that walking experience, that I wanted to be a spiritual teacher. And I was already doing workshops and whatever. And one night, not so much after, a few months later when I was doing that stuff. And then I just was walking home and I thought, and so what? Now I am a spiritual teacher, and so fucking what? It's just like, when you're a teacher, or you're this, you're that, or whatever, and so what? And so what? So what's going to happen is, for all souls, we're not going to, it's not going to give that feeling of satisfaction of you become this or become that, because you had done this many times, many lifetimes. I have memories of ancient India. I have memories of ancient Tibet. I was a teacher. I was a Rinpoche. I was doing darshans and all this stuff. I was doing this for lifetimes, because at that time I thought this is what I have to do, and because we're going to wake up the people. Everybody wakes up on their own time, and they need to want it. Then they need to really go deep into it. And when they want to, they will go deep into it. Then they will find a video like mine, or they will find something else. But I don't need to effort and force myself to do anything, because sometimes I don't even feel like doing a video. I don't even feel like talking to people. And the one thing is for sure, I would not want to create a life for myself which is obligatory living, scheduled living, because what I enjoy is this freedom. I enjoy this freedom of I don't need to go when I don't feel like. What if I don't feel like going? What if I don't feel like doing at that moment? Because, creativity and everything else is like, it's like, why don't you order a painting from somebody who has no inspiration to paint at that time? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It is not like that. You either let it free flow, or you are destroying it. You are destroying it. So you cannot, and you don't want to destroy you are timeless. You are infinite. You are, thankfully, you don't have to hold a job or anything, or a career to survive, because you just know you don't have to do any of that. It is when you move beyond the human experience completely. It is, you don't have to earn. I don't know if you understand what I mean. You don't have to earn your money. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So all this is just free flowing, and that is how you should keep it. No obligation. Be free and just enjoy who you are. It's not what you do. It's really who you are. And when you can be fully who you are, you're already doing what you're so-called supposed to do. It's inspired action. It's not something that you have to do. Because the have to do, now that is so far away from an old soul that I cannot even tell you. Okay, so this was it today. And have fun. Enjoy who you are, your beingness, not the doingness. I mean, doingness is more important for the sleepers. They think it's all about doingness. We don't think that anymore. Have a good one. Bye.